Welcome to AP Lit. Here's some tips and tricks on how to survive.
Mrs. T has high expectations for homework, reading, and writing because she genuinely wants to set you up for success on the AP Lit exam at the end of the year. You can expect at least one assignment each night, which may include reading and annotating a novel, completing worksheets, or participating in other group activities. One of the best pieces of advice I can give is to complete your AP Lit homework earlier in the evening. You will have more energy and focus, which will help you produce better work. Do not leave it until 1 a.m. because you'll be exhausted and the quality of your work will not reflect what you're actually capable of. Throughout the year, you will read important works like The Odyssey and The Way Home Gets Longer and Longer, The Stranger, Othello, and As I Lay Dying. All of these are valuable not only for class discussions and assignments, but also for the AP exam, especially for FRQ number 3, which allows you to write about any novel you've studied. With each book, you will be typically assigned a certain number of pages to read each night, along with complexity annotation guide. It's important to take the annotations seriously because they help you dive deeper into the text, which will pay off on both the exam and in class. Personally, my favorite reading this year was As I Lay Dying. It was very complex and forced me to develop real critical thinking skills. When you read an AP Lit, you cannot just skim for plot. You have to look for recurring symbols, important themes, and literary complexities that you can use later in your essays and on the AP exam. If you want to succeed in writing for this class, practice is key. It is important to write often and use all of the feedback Mrs. T gives to help your writing improve. Learning to craft a strong thesis and support it with organized, insightful analysis is one of the most valuable skills you will take away from this class. This course is built for students who are ready to engage deeply with literature. It can be challenging at times, but the expectations are quite rewarding. By the end of the year, you feel proud of the progress you've made. I've developed so many helpful reading and writing skills in this class that I plan to take with me to college. AP Lit is one of the best ways to prepare for college English, and it gives you a chance to experience that rigor while still in high school.
Section 1 of the AP Lit exam consists of 55 multiple choice questions, and you have 1 hour to complete it. This section makes up 45% of your total exam score. The questions are grouped into 5 sets, with each containing between 8 and 13 questions. Each set is based on a reading passage which may be prose fiction, drama, poetry, and the difficulty of these passages can vary. There will always be at least 2 prose fiction passages, which may include drama, and at least 2 poetry passages. The goal of this section is to test your ability to read closely and analyze how authors use language and literary techniques to create meaning.
She put my name with yellow hearts. Her favorite color like the star.
Section 2 is the free response section, and it consists of 3 essay questions. You're given 2 hours to complete all 3 essays, and this section accounts for 55% of your total exam score. The first essay question, known as FRQ1, requires you to analyze a poem. Your job is to write an essay that explains how the poet uses literary elements such as language, tone, and structure, and specific devices to express meaning or convey emotion. You're not just summarizing what the poem is about. Instead, you're breaking down how the poet constructs meaning through their crafted technique. The second essay, FRQ2, is a prose analysis. In this question, you'll be given a passage from a novel, short story, or drama. Similar to the poetry question, you're expected to analyze how the author uses literary techniques and elements to develop meaning in the passage. This could involve examining diction, syntax, imagery, or character development in prose selection. The third essay, FRQ3, is a more open-ended and allows you to choose a work of fiction you've read in class, in a previous year, or even independently if it's appropriate for literary analysis. The prompt will focus on a specific theme, concept, or literary element such as identity, power, or symbolism. Your task is to select a work that fits the prompt well and demonstrates your understanding of how that theme or element plays out within the story. This is where the novels and plays you read throughout the year come in handy, and having a strong annotations and thematic understanding will help you to write a confident and detailed response to FRQ3 on the AP exam.
In AP Lit, we participate in a variety of activities, including group work, partner work, and individual work, all of which are designed to strengthen our understanding of the material. Each format offers different benefits. Engaging fully in all of them is essential to doing well in class. Group projects are extremely helpful because they allow you to learn from your classmates. AP Lit involves a great deal of analysis and creativity when interpreting text, so hearing different perspectives can open your mind to ideas you may not have considered on your own. It is expected that you actively listen and contribute during group work by sharing your thoughts and responding to others. Fully immersing yourself in collaboration helps you grow as a thinker and builds the kind of deeper understanding that leads you to succeed on assignments and on the AP exams. Partner work is also another valuable mode of learning. Although it involves just one other person, it still offers the chance to exchange ideas and support others' learning. With just one other person, it's even more important for you to pull your weight and engage in meaningful conversation about the text. Do not let one person do all the work. Instead, use the opportunity to talk through confusing sections, share interpretations, and develop a stronger analysis.
The favorite color like the star.
There are also times when the teacher delivers lectures using a presentation. During these moments, it is important to pay close attention and take detailed notes. The information covered often connects directly to future essays, class directions, and the AP exam. Taking notes seriously can give you a strong foundation and refer back to when reviewing tests or planning for written responses. Discussions or Socratic seminars, where you're expected to speak and listen carefully to your peers. These conversations help you practice organizing and expressing your ideas clearly. The more you participate, the more comfortable you become with breaking down literature in a thoughtful way. This makes writing essays so much easier and prepping for the exam less stressful. To wrap up, it's important to stay engaged in all class activities, whether you're working in a group, a partner, or by yourself. Paying attention to those around you and contribute to discussions will help you grow as a student and give you the tools you need to succeed in AP Lit.
One thing that really helped me out a lot throughout the year was going to Miss Torciella's room during lunch. I understand that many people would rather enjoy their lunch, going out for open lunch or just eating and relaxing. But I did find that every time I went into Miss Torciella's room, she was able to give me amazing advice on how to either complete a homework or assignment or just another way to improve like an essay. If you need help understanding how to complete the assignment, figuring out why you were lost or why you lost a point in some way, then going in for lunch can really help you kind of just get that understanding and continue going forward.
Another piece of advice that I would give you guys is to collaborate with your classmates. Throughout the year, my classmates and I would often talk through several topics in the class. There was many times when I was unsure of how to start a homework or even how to complete an assignment that we were doing in class, but there was always someone there to help me whenever I was having difficulties. You will always come across difficult books and writings that might be hard to understand at first, but trust me, talking it through with classmates is really helpful. I remember feeling confused many times while reading a poem or a book, right? But even sometimes, someone would say the smallest comment in class that would make the whole piece click. This happens especially in poetry. There was many times when the simplest interpretation of a line would help me understand the whole reading.
She put my name in yellow. The favorite color like the star.
Finally, the last piece of advice I can give you is to pay attention in class. I know this advice is probably something you hear all the time, right? But trust me, it's so beneficial. There's moments when we'd be reading a chapter in a book and my mind would slip and wander for maybe about a minute. But then after that minute, I'd be completely lost and had no idea what I was reading. In AP Lit, you can't just show up and sit throughout the class without actively engaging. If you do, you will fall behind. Ms. Torciello also provides great interpretations of what the author meant, offers hints on how to approach assignments, and so much more. But paying attention in class does not just mean listening. It is also helpful to ask questions when you have them, participate in discussions, and collaborate during group activities whenever you can.
She put my name in yellow. The favorite color like the
Thanks
star.
for watching this video.
Hope this helped you survive AP Lit.
Hey guys, today's video, I'm gonna show you how to urban parkour. First, see that wall right there? Perfect landing site for this parkour instructor. Watch this. You see that? That was good, right? Now, you do it at home. Remember, be safe and take AP Lit.